Howdy folks, today we're going to talk about a CZ557. I have one here in 30-06, and this gun is made in Czech Republic, but CZ has a U.S. subsidiary that does manufacture guns in the U.S. also. They do make some guns in Kansas and Missouri. So anyways, we'll talk about those in a minute maybe, but here is your CZ557. This is a sporter model, they call it. Has a 20-inch barrel, and this one chambered in 30-06 cartridge. And as always, we're going to open the chamber, and we'll make sure we confirm that there is nothing in the firearm. And this is a brand new gun. It's not been fired, at least not by this shop anyway. We just took it out of the box and put it on the wall. But I thought it would be interesting to share it with some folks. And we'll talk, as usual, we'll talk the first thing about cleaning a little bit. This is really simple to take apart and clean as far as field stripping kind of thing. We can pull the bolt out by simply pushing a little tab here beside the bolt. Just push that little tab down right there and the bolt will come right out. Okay, that gives us freedom to put our swabs and solvents patches through the barrel. Really easy access. As with any other firearm, we're going to put our solvent through here, through here first, and be able to let it set a few minutes while we wipe out other sections. And with this gun also, we have the foreplate has a hinge on it, so we can open that up, be able to clean your magazine well, right? And also be able to empty the gun quickly. If you had a 5-shot capacity, if you had all 5 rounds in the gun, you could open the foreplate to unload it quickly without having to eject them one at a time. Okay. And then after our solvent sets a few minutes, we'll come back with our dry patches and clean it out. And finally, a little bit of light lubrication to replace what the solvent took away. Right. And a couple features I want to show you of this particular gun. This is a Turkish walnut stock. Personally, I just prefer wood on the firearms. It just looks to me more like a gun and not like a plastic toy. Honestly, that's just my opinion. But there is a place for the fiberglass or the polymer type stocks. I just feel like the wood is a lot more of a makes a prettier gun to me. About that. Anyways, more traditionalist, I guess you'd say, is what I'm talking about. But this is being Turkish walnut. We have some engraving on on your forearm up here, and some engraving on the pistol grip section of it. And with this gun, you have a slight palm swell here, and fits your hand very well. Once you grip the gun with your finger into the trigger, you've got a little swell here that fits the palm of your hand. Gives you a really good contact with the grip on the gun itself. Okay. As another feature of the gun, something I want to show you a little bit, we have our 2-position safety. It's either on or off. You got a red dot here when it's in fire position. Very short pull or throwback. As far as the lever goes, you're in safe mode now. Trigger will not function. Slightly, very convenient for a right-handed person at least. And by the way, they do make these guns in left-handed versions. So we can push this safety up very easily accessible. And when the gun is cocked, when the striker is cocked inside the bolt, you have a red indicator on the back of the bolt right here. So you know for sure the gun is cocked in this case. Okay. And while we're at it, we've got the gun cocked. We know the chamber is empty. Let's go ahead and do a trigger pull test. I'm going to lay it down. And let's see what we have here on our trigger pull. I've not played with this yet, so we'll see what shows up. Good gracious. That's like 2 1/2, 2 3/4. We'll do it one more time and see how it feels. Okay. And this is a push feed gun. It will control the cartridge when it comes from the magazine below. And one more pull here. And that was 2 1/2 pounds that time. That is exceptional for an out-of-the-box factory firearm. Okay. Even when we do aftermarket trigger jobs and we're looking to improve a trigger for somebody, that is for a hunting rifle. Most people are looking for a 3 to 3.5 pound trigger for a hunting rifle. And this one, by the way, is adjustable. We have a very small set screw on the bottom of your trigger here. You can see that right there. Kind of zoom in. So this is adjustable. I'm not sure what the upper limit is or lower limit, but I know from the factory right now out of the box, it is set at about 2.5 pounds. And with my finger on it, well, matter of fact, this trigger is very smooth. I like the way that feels. It fits your finger very well. For a hunting rifle, it will work very, very well, I believe. Oh, yes. That's nice, y'all. Yeah, it is definitely something to consider if you're looking for a 30-06 hunting type rifle. Another feature of the CZ, we have 19mm dovetails machined into the top of the receiver here, and that translates from 19mm right at 3/4 of an inch. So you would not have to have a separate base and rings to mount a scope on this gun. That puts your scope closer to the center of your barrel, and you'll be able to put your rings on here. As long as you have the rings that are designed for a 3/4 dovetail, they'll clamp right on without having to have a separate base for it. Okay. And you can just get your rings just tall enough to get your scope, whatever size scope you're using, to clear the barrel. You're good to go. Make sense? Also, a couple other features I guess we just look at real quick. We have from the factory a swivel stud on the front and a swivel stud on the back, and a really cool pad already mounted to it. And a lot of guns nowadays do not come from the factory with a recoil pad, or not much of one anyway. This is I'm actually impressed with this firearm. I like the craftsmanship and the fact that it has all these integrated parts from the factory and not have to do aftermarket parts for it. For a hunting rifle, typically a hunting rifle with a 30-06, you're going to put a scope on anyway. So they've done away with any kind of sights from the factory. It's already dovetailed where you can put your scope on it easily and be ready to go hunting quickly. All right. And with a 20-inch barrel, I just think, let me get a tape measure right quick. That's something I didn't think about earlier, but I want to confirm. I'll put a tape measure down here, and here's where our bolt closes. So we do have a 20-inch barrel in this gun. That's a little short probably for what most people would think of as a 30-06 deer rifle, but at the same time that gives us a shorter, more compact firearm to use in the woods. And I think for me, if you're going to use this gun in a tree stand, for example, for deer hunting, it would be a great choice. You don't have a lot of extra barrel, and unless you're shooting 500 or more yards, the couple of inches that you would gain by a 24 or 26-inch barrel not going to will not do a whole lot for your accuracy. Most deer hunting, at least in North Carolina, I know we typically most folks are looking at 150 to 200 yard shots maybe. Not many places we can have a shot longer than that, so a gun like this will work very well and be able to maneuver it much easier than a gun with a 26-inch barrel, for example. So anyway, that's my 2 cents about this one. All right. So if that's something you're looking for, maybe in a deer rifle, consider CZ. Okay. I'm impressed with them. Anyway, it's a fine product for the money. Thanks for watching us.